Alright, this is John Caldwell with DiscountJuicers.com through another exciting episode for. In this episode, I'm going to be using my favorite appliance to make nut butters, the thickest smoothies, and more, which is the TriBest Backspin Vacuum Blender. For those of you guys that have not heard about this before, this is a revolutionary blender that basically takes the tamper out of blending, because this machine can blend the super thickest ingredients without a tamper due to its contra-rotating blade technology. Basically has an inner chamber that spins one direction as the blade is spinning the other direction, and this causes food to impact, food to kind of fold into the blade so that you don't have to sit there with the tamper standing over your machine. Plus, this is a vacuum blender, so it sucks over half the oxygen out of the container before processing your food, so that results in less oxidation, more nutrition, and better storage for you. Of course, the Backspin also has the longest warranty of most blenders out there, a full 10 years. This machine is made in South Korea that makes some of the best small kitchen appliances. Now, before I go on, I have to show you guys the TriBest 4th of July sale that is on right now until July 5th. I don't want you guys to miss out, and during the sale, the Backspin as well as all the other TriBest products, including my favorite Slow Start AI juicer that I've been using most in my home as I'm still doing further testing with it, is 20% off. So right now, only until the 5th, you will save $100 off the TriBest Backspin Vacuum Blender, or $120 off the Slow Start AI, or 20% off any of the other TriBest items. Make sure you guys use the link right down below and use that coupon code DJ, and you'll save the 20% off. Also, when you use that coupon code DJ, TriBest will share me a part of the sale so I can continue to make these educational videos for you guys, cut through the fluff, compare all the best appliances, and show you guys how to best use them so you can maximize the nutrition in your home. And I also want to thank you guys for those of you guys that have used my coupon code in the past. It helps me to buy my ingredients, spend my time to make these educational videos for you guys to show you guys how the machines really work and show you guys my tips and tricks on how to use them the best way. Of course, it allows me to pay my light bill and my amazing video editor so I could get these videos up for you guys so that you can learn more about this amazing equipment that does make a difference in my life, and I want it to make a difference in yours as well. Alright guys, so now I want to show you guys how to make a bean-based protein bar using 100% whole food ingredients with no filler ingredients or protein powders, right? I encourage you guys to get your protein as well as all your other nutrients as much as you can through whole fruits, vegetables, and other plant-based foods, including nuts, seeds, beans, grains, legumes, and more. In this recipe, I'll be showing you guys how I'm going to do that easily in the TriBest Vacuum Backspin Blender. In previous episodes, links down below to that, I've made things like different kinds of nut butters. I think I made over a half dozen different kinds of nut butters in the Backspin by literally just putting in a bunch of nuts, pressing it on auto high, letting it run for 4 minutes, and then I come back to the best nut butter ever. Some of it's super runny, depending on if there's a high fat content. Some of it's super sticky, and thick, but it is all spreadable. So that really is the power of this machine. It allows you to do more with less work because it is automatic, and basically, instead of you having to scrape down the sides, it basically folds ingredients in to get it blended up perfectly every single time. So that's what I want to do. I want to make protein bars more accessible and easy for you to make at home so that you don't have to buy them. I was recently traveling with a buddy, and you would get all these vegan protein bars. Some of the bars was like $2, $3 each. And I'm like, wow, man, that's like a lot of money. Maybe you had some additives that, you know, I personally wouldn't eat, but, you know, he would. But he's like, you know, John, I got to make my own protein bars at home. So, you know, this could be the base of your protein bar. And, of course, if you want to add other things to it, like a protein powder, for example, to boost up the protein even more, the best powders I personally would use would be like a lentil or duckweed powder, which is 100% whole food source of protein, although it is in a powder, as well as spirulina and chlorella powders, which are basically 100% food source. Algae, also very high in protein, without getting a protein isolate. That being said, today I'm making brownies without chocolate. So, you know, you could eat these late at night. Well, you shouldn't eat too late at night because you won't sleep good no matter what. But these are basically chocolate-free brownies. If you want to substitute one of these for cacao powder, of course, you guys could do that as well. But these are based on the beans. And these are the beans I buy when I don't cook them myself, when I get lazy. These are in basically a Tetra Pak. They are no salt added and organic. And these are just the black beans. So all I've done was basically I drained out the black beans, make sure they're fully dry, all the liquid is drained out, and then I put them in a cup. And so this basically netted out 1 cup of black beans, which is the base of our recipe. Aside from the black beans, we also have 1.5 cups of raw macadamia nuts. I get my macadamia nuts from Hawaii. They are dehydrated, the highest quality. If you want to know where I get my specific ingredients, because I get each ingredient for a very specific reason, and I've sourced some of the best ingredients, I'll put links down below to each of the products, including the Dr. Paolo's macadamia nuts. 1.5 cups, once again, 1 box of the beans, organic from Whole Foods. We also have 1 cup of pitted and chopped dates. I chopped these up myself. I encourage you guys to use the softest dates possible. I notice some dates these days are really hard when you buy them, so you want to kind of get them soft as possible. Maybe like organic pitted Daglets at Costco is a pretty good source, and they tend to be a bit softer. Then other ingredients we're using to round out the recipe is basically 1/4 cup of carob powder, and then I have 1/4 cup of mesquite powder. Don't just buy any mesquite powder because the quality varies widely. This is like the best, sweetest mesquite powder. Almost tastes as sweet as date sugar to me. It is that delicious that'll just elevate the level and flavor of the brownies you're making. And of course, we're going to use 1 teaspoon of the vanilla powder. The only vanilla powder brand I recommend is the Tahitian Gold vanilla powder. And that's what this one is. And we're just going to literally put in 1 teaspoon. All right, guys, so that rounds out all the ingredients. Now we just need to get the ingredients into the machine. And we're going to do this in 3 separate stages. Number 1 stage, we're going to go ahead, open up the machine, and we're going to load up the macadamia nuts. We're going to first turn all these macadamia nuts into macadamia nut butter. I've done this many times before with the Backspin, turning many different kinds of nuts into butter. If you guys want to see how you can turn most kinds of nuts and seeds into butter, links down below to the videos on that. Anyways, I close the lid. I always press the vacuum button. That'll make this red ring around the top flash, letting you know that it's in vacuum mode. Then we just press 1 button, auto high. Once we do that, the vacuum pump comes on. It evacuates the majority of the oxygen out of the chamber before the blender will kick in. The center blade will start to grind up the mac nuts, but then also the outer chamber will also rotate to basically fold the mac nuts into the blades to turn this into 100% macadamia nut butter. We're going to go ahead and speed this part of the video up. I may give a little bit of a close-up on when the machine is turning the nuts into butter. Alright guys, so the mac nuts have been turned into a butter. Let's see if I could show you anything, because it's just mostly liquid at this point. The bottom of the container top is just basically all the nut butter, and then it's just totally like liquid, and it's all stuck to the sides at this point. So what we're going to do is we're going to just go ahead and take a spatula, and then I'm going to spatula all the nut butter down off the sides, kind of get it into a pool in the bottom. Alright guys, you guys can see we got the nut butter at the bottom. Easily turn that into nut butter. The next step is now we're going to add the additional ingredients, right? It's important not to add them all at once, because you add like the nuts at first, then it may not basically make them into a nice butter texture. It may leave fragments as it's mixing up the nuts with the other ingredients. That's why I wanted to do that completely first. So the next step is we're just going to go ahead and add in all the way around that carob powder. We're going to go ahead and add in the mesquite powder. Go ahead and add in 1 teaspoon of the vanilla powder. Wow, that smells like some good stuff there. We're going to add in the 1 cup of drained black beans to the mixture. And then finally we're going to add in 1 cup of the chopped dates. Alright, next up we reset the machine by putting the inner chamber lid on. Then we'll put the outer chamber lid on. Put the top down. Once again, make sure it's in vacuum mode. Then we're just going to go ahead and press the auto button this time. That'll run the machine for 2 minutes after pulling a vacuum on it. And then while that's running, I'm actually going to get some of this stuff cleaned up. Alright guys, let's go ahead and open up the Backspin to see what we got inside. Alright, wow. Crazy. Look what we got. We got a nice, basically, brownie bar, protein bar dough. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and dump all this out and make some bars. So to do that, what we're going to do is we got these basically bar molds, so I could have uniform sizes. Of course, you don't need to buy these bar molds. You could just basically take this out and roll it into balls. You can basically form it into bars or whatever you want, but I want like uniform sized bars. I probably only need 1 of these molds. But so what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and scoop out some of this mixture. And this is what this mixture looks like at this point, guys, right? No basically mixing. No tamping, no scraping down sides of food processors. This was 100% automatic. Worked beautifully for a nice bar texture. So we're going to go ahead and speed this part of the video up as I put all the mixture into these bar molds and form my bars. Alright guys, I got all these bars into the bar mold. You can see I'm basically empty. I got a little bit of scrapings. I could have probably filled them a little bit better, but we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bars filled up in the molds. Now the most important step is right now we're going to go ahead and put these in the freezer to chill out a while. And then we're going to come back at you when they basically have set up. And then I'll basically take them out, and then you can actually individually package them like in a wax paper or just enjoy them. So we'll be back at you once these guys are set up in the freezer. Alright guys, we're back, and I just took this out of the freezer. It was only in there for about a half hour, so I just wanted them to firm up a little bit so I could work with them. That being said, it'd be better if you put them in for several hours. They would be a lot more firm and easier to deal with. And so next step is I'm just going to go ahead. You could just leave them in here like this in the fridge or the freezer and just take them out as needed. That being said, one of the things I like to do is just basically wrap them like to go. If I'm like headed out the door, I could just go ahead and grab a pre-wrap one. So to do that, I use this parchment paper. Sam's Club and Costco are the best place to buy it. So basically, at this point, we're just going to go ahead and flip the mold over. And then these come out of the mold very easy because this is like 100% silicone non-stick. So basically, the longer you let these sit up, like once again, at least an hour or 2, then the easier they're going to be to remove because they'll be a lot more firm. In any case, you guys can see we got our protein brownie bars. Here's one of the first ones I put in. Nice and well formed, and I'm just going to basically put it in a wrapper. Wrap it up, and then I'll basically just twist the ends. I could take that later, any day of the week, for a nice quick bar on the go. Alright, so I'm so hungry, guys. I wanted to try this on camera for you guys. My protein bars, whole food based, made in the Backspin vacuum blender. Wow. Texture's awesome, guys. I let it get a little bit more firm. Once again, it was only in the freezer for about a half hour. It's just super soft. Reminds me of eating those like kind of protein bars, but like with no funny flavors. Like those protein bars always have these like vanilla added flavors or something. This has real vanilla powder. The beans, which you're not tasting, this is not an overly sweet bar, right? And that's what I share with you guys in this recipe, my base recipe, right? You could follow my base recipe to get these exact results. Make that the first time, then start tweaking the recipe to your needs. Maybe reduce the macadamia nuts a little bit. Maybe increase the oats. Maybe put a few more beans in there. Maybe add more dates. Take out some of the dates, right? And that's the amazing thing with the Backspin vacuum blender, right? You are in control. You get to choose the recipe you want to make and let the machine do all the work to make it. And then basically at the end, you're just enjoying the fruits of your labor, which is also delicious, nutritious, whole food, plant-based for the win. All right, if you guys want to make your own brownie bars, protein bars, or other kind of bars, or even nut butters, thickest smoothies, hummuses, and more in the Backspin vacuum blender, don't delay. By today before the $100 off promo is gone in just a few days in July 5th. Make sure you guys use the coupon code DJ at trybest.com to save 20% off, $100 off right now, only until July 5th. After that date, the coupon code DJ will save you guys $50 off the Trybest Backspin vacuum blender. So once again, guys, I want to thank you guys for using that coupon code. Not only will you save the most money, but also Trybest will share me part of the sale so I can continue to make these educational videos for you guys. Play with all these ingredients off the camera to basically come up with a recipe so that I can share with you guys on the camera so that you guys can improve your diet, save a lot of money by making the healthiest, whole food, plant-based, protein-packed 6.5 grams of protein per bar with beans, which is one of the longevity foods, so you guys can get more whole food, plant-based foods in you, get a diversity of foods, and some amazing flavors to boot. So if you guys enjoyed this episode where I made the whole food, plant-based brownie recipe, rich in protein in the Backspin vacuum blender, want me to do more recipe demos, such as this one, using the Backspin, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. More importantly, share this with other plant-based peeps that can learn about how to make their own bars the easiest way possible so that their family could start eating healthier. And you could stop buying these pre-packaged bars in the store that cost several dollars each. Make them yourself at home, save tons of money, and eat even healthier. Also, be sure to click that subscribe button right down below so you don't miss out on new and upcoming episodes that are coming out every 5 to 7 days. You don't know what new machine I'll be unboxing, comparing, or testing against each other so that you guys can enhance your health by learning the best machines to process fruits and vegetables in the best ways possible. Make sure you click the little bell so you're notified as many videos come out. And finally, be sure to check my past episodes. Past episodes are a wealth of knowledge. Over 900 episodes at this time on this channel dedicated to teach you guys all about the different equipment to process fruits, vegetables, and other plant foods in the best ways possible. I'll put links down below to my favorite videos I've made in the past with the Backspin vacuum blender, including the original unboxing where I make a sorbet and nut butter, including my videos on how to make the thickest smoothie, hummus, and I don't know, at least over a half dozen different kinds of nut butters I've already made in the Backspin, which all work beautifully. And I want you guys to unlock this amazing tool so you guys can have it in your home and make more foods from scratch. And now you can buy less things pre-prepared at the grocery store, saving you money, and this will up your nutrition game because you're also going to be eating a lot healthier because you'll know exactly every single ingredient that goes in the food you and your family are eating. So with that, my name is John Kohler with DiscountJuicers.com. Be sure to visit DiscountJuicers.com/YouTube for special promotional offers for YouTube visitors.